Hey guys, it's time for another weekend DSP. This is for the week starting on October 15th, and this is on Kiwi Farms page 3600. Not a whole lot happened this week, so this video will hopefully be a little bit shorter and I can include a little bit more commentary as opposed to just rattling off all the links that I found. I figure this is a good habit of looking at Phil's schedule. Now today, the 15th, the Monday was his day off, and he doesn't put more than 5 days at a time on his schedule. So we're going to have to load up this link to get the rest of the weekend. And he took Sunday off as well. But he did double streams all throughout the week. So everything's all good and dandy that way. I also wanted to throw in, I know I posted this on the 14th, but I don't think I included it in last week's video. Figured out why Phil doesn't read stream chat anymore. Not like this was anyone's surprise, but he's taking these words to heart. I was researching how Muxy pays people when you submit a donation through Muxy, and it's through PayPal. But one of the things I found interesting was on Muxy's API, FAQ, or whatever you want to call it. How do we work? What's the benefit of using us? Muxy's live feed is the only window you need to have open other than your game. It even works on mobile devices in case you don't have a monitor. So if you've ever wondered why Phil only reads messages that have money attached to them, it's not because he feels like he owes it to you, but this is the main feed that he's reading from. He has chat up so that way he can manually moderate it from time to time, but the big thing is he's reading his Muxy only. Moving on to the 16th, not a whole lot happened on the 15th. Again, it was his day off. Phil is having a blast playing WWE 2K19 while he's watching the NPCs wrestle. I want to say this is a 4-wrestler free-for-all, but if you look, I think Darkside Phil's the only one in green health or stamina, so he's letting them beat each other up so he can come in and win the game on Samoa Joe right there. But this is like shadow play levels of bullshit, like Wings of Redemption streaming someone else's gameplay through his channel so he doesn't have to fucking do anything. He might as well load up Smash Brothers, put 4 level 9 PCs on a free-for-all, and then sit back and just read Muxy. That's all he needs to do. He can have some fake gameplay going on. He's obviously not playing. He's just waiting for it to break down to a 1v1 after this guy's wrestled the other 3 people, and come in for an easy win. I don't get it why he has to cheese and be lazy. I also don't get wrestling a whole lot anymore anyways, but continuing onward from Haunter, these previous messages were from Clown Piss. I want to give everyone their gold dust. 10 minutes in 2K19 stream. Chat is begging for him to go online. Online. Chat going crazy for ladders. It's obviously sarcasm. Online. Fuck ladder, do online. Phil sees the wall of online in the chat. There will be lag if he plays online. And his other ready-made excuses. What's the point, is what he says. And then his chat goes, wow, he doesn't give it his all. Maybe because we asked for it, because a ton of us asked for it, we have a desire to play online. Because your viewers want it, that's why. Maybe because we want to see it. This guy loves his chat, clearly, that he will shit on them when they make a suggestion that he doesn't like. The only other time I've seen something like this was when he did his quote-unquote redemption run of Dark Souls 3. He's in character creation, which he spends 20 minutes on every single time, and he's agonizing over what class he should start as. Even Swaggin sent him money saying, pick Pyromancer. You've never played a spellcaster except in Dark Souls 1 where lightning spears were OP. Pick a spellcaster. And he goes, no, chat is asking for me to play Deprived. I don't have the Twitch chat of that. But if you go back to that stream, pretend that VOD still existed on Twitch, there was probably 1,000, not 1,000, but hundreds of people asking for him to play Pyromancer. Maybe a handful of people to pick Deprived. But what Phil does is he sees one person say something that he agrees with and multiplies that by 100. then that's how he gets chat is saying, people are saying, everyone is saying. Only one person said it, but he automatically multiplies it out 20, 50, 100 times in his head. And think it's some sort of mental gymnastics to make him think that his chat is in agreement with him when they're making these sad faces and crying and laughing at him instead. But anyways, Phil does go online, and the first fighter he goes against is a rookie named Tevin. He refused to read the name out loud. Thank you, Clown Piss. Now, when it was time for the late night stream, it was Black Ops 4 blackout mode, right? I tried to restream him. I got about 30, 45 minutes into my stream. Phil's stream was just starting to pick up, and then YouTube just completely died for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. But one of the things I found interesting while YouTube was dead, not only did he say, I can't do pre-stream music because YouTube doesn't work, which means he has his pre-stream music, those shitty songs, on YouTube on a YouTube playlist. He does not have them downloaded to his computer. And his reasoning for that is because he doesn't own the video, so he can't keep them on his machine, which I think is bullshit. I think his fans would let him download it so he had a copy that was available offline. I don't think that's violating any sort of terms of condition or copyright claims or anything, especially since it's his own voice. He's said that he has a copyright to his own likeness. So I don't know what rule he thinks he's breaking there to download that stuff. Not like it stops the rest of us from doing it anyways. The other thing that was great too about Phil taking the piss out of YouTube being down.
What's hilarious is that someone just said detractors cannot restream DSP. Well, that's actually true because the person who also always restreams all my shit, he can't restream because the fucking website doesn't work. So, neener. Maybe if you were an idiot who got banned from Twitch, you'd be able to stream. But, oh well, that's what you get for being a negative asshole.
Neener. YouTube's down. That's what you get for being a negative asshole. Wonderful, Phil. Well, absolutely fucking wonderful. So, with the YouTube crash and Phil saying neener, which is so fucking funny to me. I can't wait to break that down into a soundboard clip. But Phil also complained that he couldn't upload his WWE 2K19 stuff while he was streaming Blackout. So during the whole 2 hours of his break from his day stream to his night stream, he didn't start his uploads at all. He did none of that. He waited till he sat down to do his pre-stream. And, you know, he has that shitty slideshow playing while he's, like, setting up in the background or whatever to start uploading his morning views. Why wouldn't you upload as soon as you were done with the gameplay? You're not doing any editing. We know you're not doing any editing. So just take the gameplay, drag and drop it into YouTube, and let it upload. You can come back from your break, put in the title, put in the description, put in your tags, and hit publish when you come back after you've let it upload for 2 hours. But no, he waits until he sits down to do his night stream, probably for some fucking bad habit that basically forces him to have 2 separate internet lines. If he did it the other way, where he would stream, take a break, and upload during his break, then he can come back when everything's uploaded and start streaming again, and that way he's never stressing his internet with having to do both things at the same time. But that's Phil for you. Now, what's great here is Kiwi Farms pointed out about how Phil's numbers were extremely high during the Blackout broadcast. And the reason for this is very simple. With Tevin and myself down, no one could restream on YouTube. There's no one restreaming. So the only way to get your Phil content, especially if you're someone who's mining for gold dust, is to actually go to Phil's stream yourself and watch Phil. So because there was no YouTube restream, Phil's numbers were artificially inflated up to 800 and climbing. But what was interesting was when the stream ended, and I want to say it ended an hour after an hour before actually made this post, but the stream was over and over 400 people were sitting in Phil's chat. And this is a chat where he has 50 people active on any given day. And his numbers were up there in the 800s and 900s. So, okay, there's a lot of banned detractors who are in the chat watching, trying to get their gold dust. But then you have... Do they stick around? Like, that's the thing I don't get, is his numbers were artificially high, but could it have been the bots instead of just YouTube being down? Who knows? Okay, so I was going to try to do this all in one take, but I figured I should give my mouth and my mind a break in between every once in a while. So let's see if I can keep going. This was a great little clip from Memology 101.
What are you, stupid? Dude, Kushiakatori, I gotta ask you, are you actually this stupid? He says, oh, it's just like UFC, 2 matches and you quit. Dude, it's insanely delayed. It's insane. I was showing you, I was pushing the button, and it was like 1.
Remember what I said about how this is like UFC all over again? Yeah, Yushi Yakitori comes in and says, oh, this is like UFC all over again. And Phil just goes off on this guy.
2, and then the punch would come out. Why the fuck would I play that again? Unless you're a complete fucking asshole. Please explain to me why I would play that again. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Kushiakator.
Remember when he called his chat assholes for asking him to play Silent Hill on the hard difficulty? It's the same thing all over again. They want to see more online gameplay, and his chat are assholes because he doesn't want to suffer through laggy matches.
I want to hear your justification of why you would play that match again. Why would you play that mode again unless you're a complete idiot? So I'm gonna wait for his explanation of what the fuck he wants.
WWE 2K Universe,
oh my god!
I also think it's disingenuous for him to say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for this guy's response." The last 2 times we've seen him say, "Oh, I want to see this guy's response," he just banned the person anyways. So, spoiler alert. Let's see what he does.
Styles welcomes you to the WWE 2K $19 million tower.
Okay, now you get to find out, moron.
Countless hours handcrafted.
So positive. He's completely changed. He's not like how he used to be. What is my YouTube recommending me? Anyways, let's go see what his chat is like during this right now. Let's see if they're really enjoying WWE 2K19. Or whatever he played on Wednesday. I already forgot. I've got itch powder on my balls. That was 25 cents. I'm stoned like a whore in Babylon right now. We need sub goals. Shout out to Tut. That's a great chat. This is a chat that cares about the streamer and cares about the stream that they're putting on. The gameplay is solid. The guy's entertaining. We got to say the same thing. You know, we got to get into that groove. We got to get into that vibe. No, we're going to talk about our balls. We're going to talk about weed. And we're going to talk about Tut. Probably 3 things Phil does not want to see in his chat is people talking about their balls, people talking about drugs, and people talking about Tut. This is from Nothing I Can Do. Thank you very much. This is quality content. Why even try? I wish I was added in this too. This is a great clip from Piece of Shit. And this is incredibly disrespectful. I mean, this shit pisses me the fuck off, actually. I'm going to let it play, and then I'm going to just jump in here and rail into Phil, because this is just awful.
Well, I want to hear about Nadai. Place was built at his request. Sort of. It was around that time we were putting up the fortified walls. We wanted me to give the workers some place where they could enjoy themselves. Why casino? Well, from Portland Warriors to be a dealer in another casino back home. Lord, I wanted to make sure that folks who adjust for the work get the same kind of work. Folks do better when they're doing something that they like. Those that recognize and appreciate it. That's why I decided it would be a casino. And Lord, I would bring his watchman in all the time. He had a weakness for gambling. Hey, whatever. I heard it all cool. Ever seen anyone that looks like Lord and I keep telling myself he's long dead, but you seen him around. And yesterday while I was looking out the chimney district, I jumped by a pack of thugs, but a guy grabbed between us. It was something I couldn't see. Then all the thugs just collapsed. I looked like die. Yes, he was wearing a cloak, but I couldn't see a lot of him. But his frame, the way he moved, the Lord and I's dead, but I could have sworn it was him from down the army thugs like old times. I was in the chimney district. Yes, he might not be around anymore. Supposed to be leaning low now, but he's there. Okay, thanks for all this. Okay, great.
How fucking... Oh my god. He really loves this fucking... He loves playing games, guys. He's not trying to rush through them to get to the next thing on his list at all. No, not at all. Can you... Just... God damn. This is a game that has all of its dialogue voice acted, by the way, too. At least I believe it is. It was in the early parts. I thought Phil did the dialogue speedrunning early on was a way to counteract him falling asleep. But here he is in the later stages of the game. And he's just on this like just You can't fucking understand what he's saying, and he's mashing through the dialogue, so you got to speed read through what's being said. You got to skim it. You can't take in any of the impact or any of the context or anything. Just sorry, that probably sounded really obnoxious, but what the fuck? He has completely destroyed Fist of the North Star as a playthrough. He called Kenshiro's scars bullet wounds. He didn't know about the Omoe wa mo shinderu quote. And when it was said, he was like, he had to have chat be like, oh, that's the meme. And he never referenced it again. He knows his chat is in on the meme culture, but he doesn't even try to be like, what's up, fellow kids, and try to get the meme back in there. He just hates memes and hates repeating it, which just makes the gameplay that much worse. So then he falls asleep, and now it's speed reading through the dialogue. Dialogue that is completely voice acted. It's 100% voice acted as far as I know. Just how can you completely shit on and disrespect the medium like that? Like, this is a guy who says he loves video games. He's been a lifelong gamer. It would be different if Phil had the fucking timetables, you know, and he's doing splits trying to speed run through this game. But he's trying to do like a speed run long play all in one go with like video game ASMR on top of it. This shit just fucking pisses me off. People pay for this. People show up and watch this. And I can tell you something that at least I heard when I was doing my Final Fantasy VI playthrough. Your chat has fucking eyes. If they want to read the playthrough, they can read it themselves. And he has the added benefit of having the game voice act the dialogue for him, so he doesn't have to read it out. He's going to play this, read it all out, and then be like, oh god, guys, my voice hurts. You put that strain on it yourself, motherfucker. I tried reading the dialogue to Final Fantasy VI, and I was just finally like, you know, people can read the dialogue themselves. It's annoying for me to throw that in there. At least that's what the feedback I got was. I'll let people read what they want, and I'll just stick to the commentary. Because that's what I'm here for. I think Sega blocked his fucking Fist of the North Star gameplay because of that clip. Well, from Dragoonism, well, sadly, Part 14 of Fist of the North Star just got blocked by Sega. I disputed the claim and told them to take it to court. Yeah, he's going to take Sega to court. Yeah, fucking right. Sega was probably pissed that you disrespected their game like this. According to actually that this was a legit claim by Sega. It's not someone who's fucking around with him. But yeah, if I was a developer and I saw someone streaming my game like that, I'd do the same fucking thing. So taking the Sega strikes into consideration, we have Eddie B posting in Kiwi Farms talking about the false Rockstar strikes from July last year, where Phil was able to cry victim and get $800 extra in tips on his next pre-stream. Eddie B also points out a couple other information with the 5 videos showing the copyright blocks and talking about how DSP is pulling VODs from Twitch for some sort of partnership arrangement. But there's a lot more into this post that I don't want to get into. The main thing I wanted to show was the possibility of these Sega copyright strikes being from a fake Sega, just so that Phil can get some extra money. It probably is better for Phil that he got blocked, so that way he can beg for a little bit more extra money. This is from Bill Purnell's Twitter. What is this? Thanks for the tip, Tutankhamun, $50. And then Tutankhamun in chat at DarksidePhil, it seems the money has been charged back. Now this gets into a little bit more detail in the Kiwi Farms from Nothing I Can Do. Tut shows up, gave Phil $50 tip. Phil updated the leaderboard and then later deleted Tut from the leadership because Tut was saying that the bank charged back the $50 through PayPal. Actually comes in here to says, I'm not going to say how I know, but I'll confirm that the claims by Sega are legit. And Tut, how would the bank charge it back instead of simply detecting apparent fraud activity while attempting to charge? What Tut is saying doesn't make any sense, and I think he did the charge back. There is speculation that this was some guy named Scrub Fighter on Twitter, and it is possible that the guy sent the money to pull the money back just to fuck with Phil. But, I mean, there's a lot about this guy and King Tut, and I want to talk about Tut a little bit later on. Phil, triggered by the trolling, doesn't matter either way since another $50 apparently showed up from Anonymous, and Phil is still triggered. He's ass mad enough to manually ban people while pretending stream chat is messed up. And those are in quotes, so I don't have the quote from Phil, but I'm willing to bet he's saying, hold on a second, folks, stream chat is messed up. Okay, and then moves on. This is from Johnny5150. Phil said he's going to spend over $200 on Soul Calibur 6, the Spider-Man DLC, and Red Dead Redemption 2. However, Red Dead Redemption 2 was the money given to him, and Johnny is speculating on the deluxe edition because the total has to be $200. So what Phil's fans need to realize is when Phil says, hey, I'm going to spend $200 on games today, that's not $200 of his own money. He's getting money given to him, earmarked for these specific games to play in the hardcore gaming season. It's so hard spending other people's money according to him. This is from Dragoonism. This is Phil looking at the kill cam, and he's screaming, dude, that's not what was on my screen. That's not what was on my screen. Yada, yada, yada. And then, oh, look, here's Phil's screen. Phil looking at the corner and the guy lining up on him. I just love this face. And this is why I love restreaming his Black Ops 4 gameplay, because I don't think he has a firm grasp and understanding of how the game does play or how it's supposed to play out. I mean, hey, he was in top 10. Nice, you know. But Phil threatens to drop Black Ops 4, say it isn't so. Eliminated by Mike Phantom Ninja 712. He accuses this guy of being on his friends list from a long time ago and sneaking in on every game he played tonight. Tries to find him on his friends list and fails, only to get scared, thinks there's a hole in the system that the guy abuses and stream snipes him, and thinks dropping the game to prevent other trolls and detractors to use it well against him. Phantom Ninja, like, those two nouns are just nouns. Like, they're common in names online, I want to say. And, oh, this guy was on my friends list. He's not on my friends list anymore. Well, if he's not on your friends list, then he can't see when you're queuing up. I know this was an issue in Hearthstone with players getting stream sniped because they would have people on their friends list, and even if they set a stream delay, the friends list still updates in real time, so they could use that information to stream snipe you. And here's the other thing too. The big guys get stream sniped. Shroud gets it. Tim the Tatman gets it. Dr. Disrespect gets it. And they just deal with it. They either cover up their screen during their drops, stream delay, or just laugh it off. Doctor will make fun of them, be like, these little kids! Sorry, that kind of redlined my mixer there. But you know the Doc's energy, right? If you don't, go check out his stream. He's really great. The big guys get stream sniped. So Phil should look at the positive on this. You gotta stay positive, guys. No negativity in this chat. And be like, you know what? I'm such a big name Call of Duty streamer that people are stream sniping me. I've made it. Moving on. My engagement is huge. I only saved the attachment. I don't know what attachment it's from on Kiwi Farms, but this is around 3 a.m. Phil's time. My actual engagement on Twitter is huge, even though people don't interact with me on Twitter to avoid the drama and bullying. From you, Phil. You call people idiots and morons, mentally unhinged, and stupid when they try to have an engagement with you. If they're not on Twitter sucking your dick, they're getting made fun of from you instead. And if they're sucking your dick on Twitter, they're getting made fun of by the detractors. So if I were you, I would just open up and have a little bit of dialogue. On They Call Me TXT had a stream where he had Memeology on there and Synthovine. I think I was on a podcast with Synthovine before. He claims to be a friend of Phil's from his Connecticut days and says that Phil overpaid for the condo in Connecticut because he wanted to impress the woman who was selling it and try to bang her. There's no way to corroborate that story. That's just from another person's story. And we have no way of knowing Synthovine was a fan of DSP's. Unless the guy doxes himself and produces a photo and says, hey, here's me and Phil at Evo East 2004. But that would have the guy would have to reveal himself. It's not fair for that guy to do that if he is true. So just take it with a grain of salt, like the escort story. This is some great fucking lore, which nothing happened with. The Shadow Brokers. You may have noticed your email account, Phil, has been getting some odd emails directed at you. These are not spam. We are attempting to contact you because we have access to all your information and we are threatening to post all your conversations out there. The only thing that was paid for was the entire conversation association with Tut and Brightside Viking. You must announce that you know Tut is Brightside Viking. Spoiler alert, Brightside Viking is not Tut. And the only person who's been pushing this narrative is fucking Brian Dunn, King of Pole, the exceptional detective, the nice outline dude. He had a fake Brightside Viking Twitter where he had the exact same name-ish, except he had changed an I to an L so it still looked like an I, and was running around Twitter. He had the same Twitter banner. He had the same avatar. He was replying to other detractors, trying to get in there and get in with the guys. And then all of a sudden he had a spurg out where he was like, I am Tut. But it's just Brian Dunn on another sock account. And I don't care if he comes after me. He's just a spurg. Oh, hey, when Phil wouldn't play WWE 2K19 online, do you think he played Soul Calibur 6 online? Play online for a bit. Will you play online? Please, please. Hey, troll, stop spamming for me to play online. This was explained days in advance, so wake up or leave. And I mean it. Or get banned. So nice. Here's someone with a bit badge. Please play online. So this is someone who has given money to Phil. Most people who give money to Phil are fucking fans. I don't care if you're a detractor and you're trying to, throw a troll cheer at him. You are in one way or another a fan and supporting him. That 25 cents could go to a streamer who actually deserves it, in my opinion. But this is great. Remember, him calling his viewers trolls during Silent Hill when they asked him to play on hard, and then hard turned out to be really hard, and he's like, you guys are trolls, you guys are assholes, you guys tricked me into doing this, and I can't change the difficulty on the fly, you just wanted to see me fucking fail. Yeah, we did. Dragon Killer on Twitter, random $100 tip from Afghanistan, and just look how happy the pig roach is. This is the only time you'll see him do this. Give him $100, give him $1,000. You give him 25 cents, and it does not crack the glare he normally has at the screen. While we're talking about money making him happy, he's got to do a tax fundraiser in December because that's what saved him last year, except he needs $4,000 to $8,000. Now, what's interesting here, this was posted from Actually, and he has a Twitter copied from Moonbeam, which might actually be further down on this. There's a lot of reactions. Can we roll the back up? Last year, his taxes, it was taxes he did not pay for 5 years. They needed in full, and he needed $2,000 to $4,000 to get out of 5 years of not paying his taxes. So now it's 1 year regular taxes, and it's also twice as much, 4K to 8K taxes. Some people speculated he raised $10,000 last time. He also got 2K from Tut this year. So he had an entire year to save and pay. And I'm going to sequence break here to say he didn't save. This is what Phil's spending money is like. He flies Kat out, buys her clothes and food, gets frozen food delivery service, Xbox Live membership, even though he plays PS4 exclusively. He has the empty condo, wrestling subscription, Netflix subscription, and PS4 View subscription. Buys Final Fantasy, doesn't play it. Buys a noiseless fan for the office because he's too lazy to hook his air conditioning up. Buys bottled water instead of tap, even though he owns a Brita water filter, so he could filter his tap water. He drinks at least one $3 energy drink per day. Claims Cat does not help him pay with the bills, so he's not even getting any help from his soulmate to help him with his financial struggles. He's going to shoulder that burden all himself. It's possible he got the gaming chair, PS4 Pro, and 4K TV. I don't think it is reasonable to believe that all of them were given to him for free. He also has 2 internet lines because he thinks he has to. Because he does sit down, set up his pre-stream, and before he turns the camera on, he's uploading the stream from earlier. That's what happened on Tuesday. He sits down and he's like, oh, guys, I can't upload WWE right now because YouTube's down. But that was during his Black Ops 4 broadcast. He had 2 hours before that. He had the end of his WWE stream to go and just upload the videos. He doesn't fucking edit them. Just grab the FLV files, because you can upload FLV directly to YouTube. Let them sit for 2 hours and then come back, and during your pre-stream, instead of starting the uploads then you can come in, do the thumbnail, do the title, do the description, do your tags, hit publish. And then you don't have to use both internet connections because you used it when you were already down. Or take both streams, set them up to upload overnight, and we know that you're staying up past when your stream ends. You don't end your stream and go straight to bed. You are up tweeting, watching shit, whatever. Do all your uploads at night when you're not streaming, and then you can cut down on one internet expense. It's kind of shady that not only does this guy expect strangers on the internet to pay his wages, he expects them to pay his taxes too. The point is, DSP is not sacrificing or trying to cut back on his lifestyle to prepare to pay the taxes he knows he has to pay. And that's part of my theory on Tut's existence, on how Tut is trying to troll DSP, is he's trying to artificially inflate the income that Phil is getting, and Phil is going to adjust up. He never adjusts back. He never reels it back and says, oh, my Twitch membership is down, my YouTube viewership is down, my Patreon is down, I better start cutting back on some of these luxuries I have in my life. No, he expects people to make up that difference so he can continue living at $100,000 a year. So Tut is going to increase his numbers by 2K, 10K, however much he's increased them so far this year. And then when Tut disappears, Phil's going to lose his shit because he wants everyone to fill in this gap, this void that's left behind when this pay pig leaves. But what unfortunately happens is someone always steps up to fill in the gaps. They don't let him crash and burn and rack up these debts, is what should happen. Rolling back a little bit from Actually Again, Phil recognized someone who was tipping tonight as the guy who did big tips and cheers during PUBG, the Spicoli, if I'm not mistaken. And what's important about this guy, this is the guy who would say, hey, Phil, if you get 5 kills this game, I'll donate this much money. If you place in top 10 this game, I'll give you this much money. Phil, recognizing the name, says, hey, why don't you come by my Blackout stream so that way I can get more donations from you? You like the Battle Royale games, right? Ack. Also, Third Eye the Third is unbanned and cheering again. So Third Eye might be a detractor because he always borderline trolls Phil with his cheers. But the first thing he does is when he's unbanned is he's going to go right back into cheering. Like, how many times do you need to be kicked by Phil before you just say, you know what? I'm taking my money elsewhere. Like, how many times do you have to be fucking abused? For some reason, Phil abuses the people that gives him money, that support him. And instead of being like, oh, this is abusive and toxic, I don't need it in my life, these people go, oh, I guess I deserve that. Like some battered wife or girlfriend. They keep coming back. Bobby Lee weighs in. This was posted by Wing Zero. What's interesting about Bobby Lee is he's been watching Phil for 2 years. He's been a sub for 2 years, but he's not spent a dime on Phil. And Phil got mad and called him out about being a 2-year sub and not spending any money on him. And that pissed off Bobby Lee, who's now saying, I'm not watching anymore since you offend those that aren't subs. And this happens in Phil's chat. Before I started Lightside Bill, I was a regular Twitch goer. I found Darkside Phil during Far Cry 5 when that was a brand new game. I showed up, sat down in his chat, was talking with him. This is before he only read Muxie. He was actually reading and responding to chat reasonably. And people got mad at me. His chat, not Phil himself, his chat was chastising me for getting questions answered by Phil without spending any money at him, without subbing to him. It was like I was only allowed to interact with Phil if I gave him money. This is something his mods and his regulars were pushing on me. And then I found the Detractor shit. And then I was like, you know, fuck this guy and fuck his channel. Fuck his fucking toxic fucking community. So Bobby Ling's been a fan for 2 years. It doesn't matter if he spent any money on you or not. He's been watching you for 2 years. I've only had this channel around since May. I have people who've been watching me since the beginning. And eventually I hope these people turn into someone I could say, wow, you've been with me this whole 2 years I've been doing this shit. I would love to be able to do that. I'm not going to turn around and be like, oh, you've been a fan of mine for 2 years and you give me any fucking money? What's wrong with you? Like, how fucking entitled do you have to fucking be to think you can only watch me if you give me money? This also goes on to say in my previous theory that I said in an older video that Phil would stream for 6 people if all 6 of the people were giving him money. He doesn't care how big his fucking his viewership is. From Nothing I Can Do Again. Hey guys, no offense, but there's a stream going on here. Yeah, his chat doesn't seem to fucking care that there's a stream going on. We're going to talk about The Walking Dead. How great is that? The fucking Walking Dead. Well, Phil's playing a brand new fighting game that just came out today, right? No, Saturday. So it came out, yeah, the day before. And it's a fighting game. These are what games that Phil's good at, right? No, it's because he's playing fucking campaign mode, so no online play. Boring commentary, constant phlegm and snorting into the mic. Yeah, I'm going to talk about something else if that's what the stream is breaking down to. From Nothing I Can Do Again. Here's his custom character, Darks Fidel, which is, I think he just did the basic custom character and changed like one thing. King Tut shows up and shits on the game. And then Phil loses, I can't remember her name, but he loses repetitively to normal difficulty AI. And I think, yeah, actually even said he got perfected by the AI boss. From Dragon Killer again. Maybe people won't show up for streams, but Red Dead Redemption 2 could bring in thousands of new viewers to DSP Gaming. People will come back seeing I'm doing longer views, love it, and give me a spike in subs, views, and engagement. Optimistic, 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 optimistic. Does he not remember this fucking shit happened with God of War? He thought God of War was going to save his channel. And now it's going to turn into, oh, people are playing the game for themselves. So that's why they're not showing up for the streams or for the YouTube videos. They don't want anything spoiled. You fucking lunatic. It's not going to save your channel. From actually, again, not super important, but I saw Potion and Bone Meal and Walgreens. They were $10 together. I didn't look for the Halloween lights, but let's say that's another $5. He really broke the bank on those decorations. Yeah, get me up to 560 subs or whatever it was you requested. That King Tut just blew out of the water with all those donations. So give me $1,000 and I'll spend 15 of it on Halloween decorations. And then the last few links for the week. This is from Mr. Huth Stuff. We've got a clip from DSP. I'm only going to play part of this since it's a minute and a half.
All right, shout out to Genetic Gamer again. He says, Phil, you said you can see Mount Rainier from your house. Ever thought about going hiking near the mountains? Yes. However, I'd have to be incredibly careful because my back injury. You know, right now...
Oh, all of a sudden the back injury comes back when everyone's like, hey, Phil, I'm glad that you're feeling better, that your back is better, that you're not hurting anymore. Maybe you should exercise because sitting and playing video games for 14 hours a day, 6 days a week can't be that healthy. And then immediately it's like, oh, but I can't because my back, my beatus, my back. Oh,
I haven't had much major back pain in a while. However, there are some days when my back does feel pretty strained.
Oh, now all of a sudden his back is strained every once in a while. So I guess it's not completely healed, even though, how's that Seattle air, Phil?
And there are some days when I do have a little bit of pain, and I'm always nervous that, man, this will be the day when I forget, right? The day I forget that I have a back injury and I decide to lift something super heavy and I fuck my back up.
So he still has the back injury. He's just saying it doesn't hurt anymore, but he can't get back to a normal life. Like he won't. God damn it.
The other day, this is the truth. 3 days ago, out of nowhere, I was just sitting down in my office to upload videos after a stream, and I tweaked my left fucking knee.
He tweaked his left knee just by sitting down to upload videos. Yeah, this guy gets plenty of exercise and he's in good health. Maybe do something low impact like yoga. I don't know. I'm not a personal trainer, but I know people who've had surgeries, broken bones, things of that nature, done personal training, done personal therapy, and get back to living a normal life. And I mean not like a handicapped life. I'm not saying Phil's handicapped in that he's like disabled and needs a wheelchair or crutches or something, but I mean handicapped in that he refuses to exercise, he refuses to lift things heavy. He probably makes Kat unload the groceries. Or he carries like the milk jug. You know, there's no way he's the guy who's loading up 6 bags on each grocery arm and like, I'm going to do this in one trip. That's what I mean by handicapped. He's like purposely holding back on how he lives his life. And just my back injury. Phil's going to be the guy you're going to see him in the motor carts at the Walmart, and he's be like, "Oh, I have a back injury. I tweaked my knee. I can't carry these things in a basket or push the cart, or it might hurt my back. So I got to be in the motor cart. I got to be in the motor scooter." For Mr. Huff Stuff again. 60-second video. Maybe this is short enough.
We shall see. We shall see if this schedule will ever solidify. Because Kat's not too happy about it either, that her bosses haven't decided exactly what time she's going to be working moving forward.
So how many months was Phil's schedule set? Saturdays are my day off. Here are the times, yada, yada. I'm always taking my day off so I can be with Kat. And then it wasn't until this month, or like 3 weeks, his day off has changed because Kat's day off has changed. So it used to be Saturday, then it turned into Monday, which was convenient because that was the day he lost 510 subs. And now it's Sunday is his day off. Is Saturday going to be his day off again this week? I don't know. But it just magically starts changing around this time where Kat hasn't been on a stream in a long time. Kat hasn't cooked for him in a long time. And he streamed later and done midnight streams because Kat has been working late.
And I think what they're doing is testing different times to see which is a better fit or something. I don't know, but basically eventually it's going to settle in, and hopefully then I'll have a set schedule. Right now it's like
testing schedules to see where she fits in at. Is she a fucking stripper? Are they trying to see if she does better at the Thursday night crowd versus the Saturday night crowd? Because the Saturday night crowd will probably want the premium girls, right? And did they lose some strippers that they're like, oh shit, who do we still have here that can put on a show on Saturday? Bring Kat on. That's a terrible idea. I've never been to a strip club, so I can't even speculate on that much harder. But just what job does this and says, oh, we got to figure out what days she does best at.
some days she's working days, some days she's working nights. And it screws her sleep schedule up. It screws up my streaming schedule. As you guys know, some days I was able to stream later. Some days I'm not. Some days I have to stop early, right? And it's just because of the hecticness of this schedule.
If some days she works nights, that with that context of what Phil just said, that would mean there were some days she does not work during the day. So she's home while he's streaming. He probably sees her on his break that he takes in the middle of the day. I don't know.
It's pretty crazy, but we shall see how things go. We're hoping that things get more stable moving forward. Like even our day off, we don't even know. Sometimes it's Saturday, some days it's Sunday, some days it's Monday. We don't even know what that is. So, okay.
Thank you for leaving in the throat clear, the lip smack, and the okay at the end there, Mr. Huth Stuff. So this also makes me wonder if on some of these nights he didn't stream Sunday night because Kat had worked that day and she had just gotten home and he's trying to spend the evening with her. I don't know. But she did have enough days off where they could take a staycation. Unfortunately, though, with a lot of the other stuff that revolves around his soulmate, it pushes a lot of people to think that she's not around anymore or not around as much. We already know Red Dead Redemption 2 was donated to him. I don't know why I have my link in there. And that's me retweeting Spirit Avenged. Oh, but here's the guy who actually tweeted at Phil, were you able to get Red Dead Redemption 2 with my tip? So the tip was anonymous. Then this guy just outed himself by saying, hey, did you actually buy it, please? Because I wanted to give you money to play the Surge, but you didn't want to buy the Surge for some reason. From Dragon Killer, it's official. I've confirmed it. Kat will be here for Halloween in costume with me to play horror games with me. So do the patrons get to vote on Kat's costume? I told you she visits once per month for payday. Oh my God. I did not read that before when I was putting this together. That's fucking golden. Oh, Brandon even said something too. I'm waiting for cleavage to be out front and center to get those views. Yep. So it'll be interesting to see if Phil goes back on this. If all of a sudden now Kat isn't there. And it'd also be interesting to see how much Subaru trolling she gets. And then Kiwi Farms, last link. Here's the newest mini whale, the Austere Tiger. Cheer 2000, $20, just recently won a small share of a lottery, 50,000 pounds, so splashing some cash on you, DSP. Don't know how new the account is, but they've never spoken before the chat above. Congratulations, Phil, you got another fucking pay pig. Ooh. And it looks like Kiwi Farms might be going down. So just in time for me to finish up this video. Thank you guys for your continued support as always. I'm about to cross over 300 subs. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I hope to see you guys in the next video or stream. I'm really liking this the Weekend DSP videos. And I hope you are too. I've also got some videos of some more edited style stuff that I want to push out. So I hope to see you guys in those. And I hope you guys enjoy that content as well. Be sure to check out my Discord if you want to chat with other detractors, other mentally unhinged people, and chat with me in real time outside of streams and outside of videos. Okay, that does it for me. Have a good rest of your day or night.